Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, fans. Hold on to your hats because there's some serious buzz swirling around the NFC East, and it involves the Washington Commanders making a bold move that could reshape their defensive future, and possibly their entire trajectory towards Super Bowl glory. Rumors are swirling that the Denver Broncos, currently in a bit of a transitional phase, are exploring the idea of trading Patrick Surtain, one of the league's premier cornerbacks, to Washington. And let me tell you, this isn't just some idle speculation. It's the kind of move that could elevate the Commanders' secondary to a whole new level. But let's break down what makes this so intriguing and why it could be a game-changer for Washington fans. First off, Patrick Surtain, a three-time Pro Bowler, is widely regarded as one of the top lockdown corners in the NFL. Coming out of Alabama, Surtain has established himself as a shutdown corner, capable of neutralizing the league's best receivers. Over his career, he's played in 62 games, recording 198 tackles, 12 interceptions, and earning a PFF grade of 90. 2 in the 2025 season. Impressive numbers that speak volumes about his consistency and impact on the field. His ability to lock down WR1s, combined with his ball skills and football IQ, makes him a nightmare for offenses looking to stretch the field vertically. And with the Commanders struggling somewhat against aerial attacks, adding Surtain could be the piece that solidifies their secondary as one of the league's best. What's especially noteworthy about Surtain is his recent performance. In 2025, he's missed only 3 games because of injuries, mainly a shoulder issue that kept him out in Week 7. But in Week 1, he already made his mark with 2 pass deflections against the Chiefs. His stats include allowing receptions on just about 45% of targets, with an EPA per target of -0.25 and an average separation of 1.4 yards from receivers, which is elite. Basically, he's a player who can shut down opponents' top targets, and that's exactly what the Commanders need to elevate their defense. Now, let's talk about the Broncos' perspective. They're currently sitting at a 7-7 record with about $9 million in cap space. They're in a position where they need to start making some tough decisions, especially on the quarterback front, but also on the defensive side. Surtain, with a cap hit of around $22 million, might be considered too costly for a team that's trying to rebuild and reset financially. Moreover, as Denver continues to transition, they've been leaking some yards through the air, 240 yards per game allowed, which is a concern when you're trying to get back into playoff contention. Some reports suggest that the Broncos are open to trading Surtain for draft picks and a promising cornerback prospect, potentially focusing more on bolstering their offense or future draft capital. So what would Washington gain from this potential trade? Well, the impact would be immediate and significant. Surtain, alongside Forbes, would give the Commanders a secondary that's top tier, perhaps even elite. They'd add about a 25% increase in pass deflections, an 18% reduction in passing yards allowed, and most importantly, a true lockdown presence on WR1s. With Payne anchoring the defensive line, Surtain's addition would elevate the entire unit into a top 5 defense in the league. That's not an exaggeration. It's a realistic projection based on his proven track record. Looking further, the Commanders' defense has already shown signs of improvement this year, but they still struggle against the aerial game, especially against precise route runners and deep threats. Adding Surtain would be a game-changer. Think about it. A corner who can take away half the field, who can neutralize the best receivers, and who has a history of elevating his teammates' play. His presence could reduce the number of big plays allowed and help the defense get off the field on third down more frequently. That's a huge deal when you consider how close many of their games have been this season. In terms of impact on the division and playoff aspirations, acquiring Surtain would be akin to what the Rams experienced back in 2019 when they acquired Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey's addition elevated their defense and helped them reach the Super Bowl that year. Imagine the same for Washington. especially with a defense that already includes talented players like Chase Young and Montez Sweat. The potential to create a dominant, lockdown secondary paired with a fierce pass rush could make the Commanders a nightmare for any offense they face. This kind of upgrade could push the Commanders from a decent team into serious playoff contenders, and perhaps even a dark horse for a deep run in the postseason. Now, it's important to mention that this isn't just about adding talent. It's about strategic moves to position Washington for sustained success. The NFC East is fiercely competitive, with teams like the Eagles and Cowboys always lurking. Last season, the Commanders showed flashes of promise, but their secondary sometimes struggled against top-tier receivers, which cost them in key moments. A player like Surtain could be the difference-maker in tight games, especially in the playoffs, where every yard and every play counts. And let's not forget the potential ripple effects of this trade. If the Commanders manage to acquire Surtain, it would send a statement to the rest of the league that they're all in on building a championship-caliber defense. It might even influence other teams to be more aggressive in their trade negotiations, knowing that Washington isn't messing around. Plus, it's a move that could energize the fan base, who have been eager to see the team make bold, impactful decisions to finally seize their place among the league's top contenders. Of course, there are questions about whether this trade will actually happen. The Broncos are reportedly open to negotiations, but the price will likely be steep. Draft picks, especially early ones, and a promising young cornerback are probably on the table. The Commanders' front office will need to weigh whether the cost is worth the immediate upgrade and how this fits into their long-term plan. But if they pull the trigger, they could be setting themselves up for a decade-long dominance similar to what the Rams did with Ramsey or what the Patriots did with Gilmore when they turned around their secondary. And speaking of Gilmore, the comparison isn't accidental. Surtain's style and impact draw parallels to elite corners who can change the course of games just by their presence on the field. His ability to shut down WR1s, combined with his football IQ and ball skills, makes him an ideal fit for a team looking to take the next step. The Commanders have been building a solid defense, but adding Surtain would make them truly formidable, capable of shutting down the aerial attacks of NFC opponents, and giving their offense a much-needed boost of confidence when they take the field. As we look ahead, the potential acquisition of Patrick Surtain II could be the catalyst that finally pushes the Commanders into serious Super Bowl contention. With the right pieces around him, and a defense that's capable of forcing turnovers and dominating the line of scrimmage, Washington could be looking at a new era of defensive excellence. The NFL is all about those game-changing players, and Surtain, with his elite skills and proven track record, could very well be the piece that seals the deal. Now, fans, imagine the scenes if this trade happens. Surtain lining up across from the league's best receivers, shutting them down, and helping the Commanders turn their defense into a true force. This could be the move that shifts the balance of power within the NFC East and beyond, putting Washington on the map as a team that's not just building for the future but competing for championships right now. The excitement is real and the possibilities are even more so. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think trading for Patrick Surtain II makes sense? Would he be the perfect piece to elevate this defense into elite status? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Washington Commanders news, because the best is yet to come, and we're all in this together.